Welcome to Digitopia's DAIMI benchmark report launch webinar. Thank you for attending. Thank you for making the time. I know you're very busy, and therefore we are really thankful that you are able to share this time with us. Today, for the first time in our history, we are going to share the DAIMI benchmark report, which is the Digital and AI Maturity Index. Until today, for all those who know us, we used to call it the DMI benchmark, the Digital Maturity Index. As of last year, because of the AI hype, we added AI to our Digital Maturity Index. And today we're going to present you not only the benchmark findings, but there is a lot of news going on at Digitopia, and we're going to share some updates with you. So with your permission, let me share my screen. I've prepared a presentation for you. And before we start, let me give you a little bit of logistic details. So this webinar is planned for about 60 minutes. We will have about 10 to 15 minutes Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions or comments or any other suggestions, feel free to use this Zoom's Q&A function and submit your questions and suggestions and comments. During the session, we will share the links to our reports. You will receive two links, most probably, one for the global report and one for the first time for the USA, the report, the benchmark report of our DAIMI framework. This webinar will be recorded and it will be published later on our YouTube channel. So please feel free to follow our YouTube channel. As I said, today we have three agenda items in this webinar. First off, it will be the DAIMI 2026 benchmark results, the global results, the USA results, and we will dive into 17 different industries. Second agenda topic is the update on Digitopia. We will present you a new consulting methods. We have upgraded our impact platform, and there are a few more surprises for you during this session. And thirdly, before we close off, there will be some recommendations and the secrets to successful transformation. As you know, this company's hashtag, motto, slogan is transform better. We are passionate about your transformation success. Transformation is difficult. Transformation is cumbersome. Transformation takes a lot of time and effort, and we are here to help you. We work with hundreds of companies on their transformation journeys. We become their companions. I'm in this business for more than 30 years, equally my co-founder, partner, and our team. Since almost 10 years, we are supporting hundreds of companies to succeed with their transformation. And as you can imagine, there is a lot of learnings. So before we dive in, there will be our first poll question. So do you know your maturity score? Have you ever measured your maturity? I'll give you about 15 to 20 seconds. Feel free to read through, feel free to think about it, and please answer the poll question. Thank you very much. So we are very passionate about measuring maturity. You do measure a lot of different KPIs and OKRs and other targets and other objectives in your organization, like, of course, profitability, efficiency, quality, customer satisfaction, growth, revenues, everything. How come you're not measuring where you are on your transformation journey? I can't believe it. So in our polls overall, still almost 90%, almost 9 out of 10 companies don't know their score, never have measured their maturity before. So we're in this business since almost 10 years, and last year was by far our most extraordinary year. We've done 1,575 assessments. 33,870 people participated in about 300 of those 1,500 measurements. And then during those assessments, we've collected in total 103,000 structured data points, and in total it was 17 main industries, and some of them have a lot of sub-industries. In total it's 44 sub-industries. As an example, we divide retail into grocery, fashion, electronics, and other food chains. For example, the manufacturing is um, categorized into chemicals, cement, plastic injection, metals, and many other subcategories. Equally in banking, it's wholesale, retail, investment banking, and so forth. So as you see, our biggest area is still the Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We grew a lot in the Americas. That was only 10% last year. We didn't have almost anything in Asia Pacific. Now Asia Pacific is picking up as well. Americas most probably will be our largest region in 2026. And we're mostly working with large businesses, but we've now added also medium companies, and there's also in certain countries like Jamaica and others, we also added a lot of small companies to our benchmark. So with this demographics, I think we are among the top five, maybe even the top three globally in digital and AI maturity assessments and benchmarks. So what you will see right now is among the globally most comprehensive digital and AI maturity exercises conducted very recently. Again, to put out, and here you see for the first time the DAIMI numbers. So America is leading with a 297. Excuse me, America is number two behind the Asia Pacific region. We have 3.01 in average, but America has one of the leading banks, is the highest we've measured with a 4.1 DAIMI maturity index. EMEA is slightly behind, 288, and the highest we've measured there was a 4.02. That also was a bank. So we have all these numbers in this chart. In total, it's 1,575 businesses. And we have data dating back to 2018. Here we show you the last 5 years. And as you see, the progress is slow. During the COVID years, it was stronger and it slowed down. Last year was not bad. That hype of AI has caused some investments, but you will see on the next page that the aggregated DAIMI score is behind, of course, the digital maturity index. The AI maturity is just picking up right now. So we, for the first time, we've measured in 2024, launched the benchmark, which was 230. This year it's 238. The DMI score picked up to 306, and the global DAIMI score is 293. So for the US though, it's better in all the three categories. So the DAIMI score in the US is 299. The DMI picked up to 312. This is across all industries. And the AI score is also slightly higher than the global industry. But it's not like 3 or 4 or substantially higher. It's just slightly higher. I would say the US is 1 or 2 years ahead than the global average. There's some countries in Asia Pacific which are close or similar, or 1 or 2 even better than the US. So, but in general, the message is progress is quite slow. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of AI FOMO, and companies just try to understand what they need to do. And exactly because of that, measuring where you are becomes even more important. Defining your priorities and defining your investment roadmap for AI and digital becomes even more important, because you have only so much bets you can do. You have only so much resources you can invest. So on this page, you see now the global results for 17 different industries. For those who attend not for the first time, who know what we're doing for several years, Since the last 4 years, we were presenting 10 industries. We call a benchmark if we have more than 20 measurements in that industry. And this year we added 7 new industries. Airports for the first time, airlines. We split energy and utilities. We have now in both categories more than 20 measurements. We added construction for the first time. We added technology services. These are the consulting companies, system integrators, and small software houses. We added public services, and we added tourism for the first time. So all the others you are very familiar. On this chart, you see the blue color for DAIMI, 3 scores, the average, the minimum, and the maximum. The black numbers are for the DMI, and you see the DMI is always slightly higher. And these are the top performers, the leaders, and you see the laggards at the bottom. And you definitely also see the AIMI, and you see that the bottom performance of AIMI is really low. And companies are just starting to invest in AI. But again, there are really leading companies whose AI maturity is truly high, in the high threes, actually. But the average is still among the 2.5s, 2.4s. And when you look at the heavy human labor intensive industries like construction, like tourism, like public services, in those areas we see low DAIMI scores, low DMI scores, and especially low AI maturity scores. So these industries need to put their head together and get their things right and get their act right and understand where they are and where they need to invest. So these are the global numbers. On the next page, you will see the USA results. And here you also see that the USA numbers are slightly higher. Again, on this chart, you will be able to download the reports. Probably the links are already shared with you. We have a global report and we have a dedicated USA report. It's 394 organizations measured in the USA. So there's a portion we've partnered with different business associations. There's people signing up on our platform, and there is a lot of excitement around this benchmark, which is great. Our team in the US and our partners in the US are increasing every day. And it's great to have these numbers get together. And I think every business should understand. So we will publish industry reports as well. Every business should understand where they are and compare themselves against these benchmarks. And especially if they're on the lower end of the spectrum, they need to act now. That is very important. So another chart we like, and those who are familiar with our methodologies know that we split the DAIMI in 6 dimensions, and we categorize those 6 dimensions in velocity and endurance. And we call this chart the vitality chart. And you see that in the global numbers and in the US numbers, there is a common trend. And there is a tipping point around maturity level 3, where you see that until there, companies are stronger on the endurance side. But once they get to a certain maturity level, the velocity gets stronger. And we will see another pattern in another chart, which we are presenting for the first time today. And there also this magical number, the maturity level 3, is truly a threshold where systems, processes, data flows, organizations are integrated and work smoothly, frictionless, seamless with each other, and data flows across the organization. Corporate memory is established, systems are integrated automatically, and that's the foundation for successful AI deployment. So if you don't have those things integrated together, then you need to work on that. And to understand where you are on this spectrum, it's important to measure. So You see 394 dots on this page. You see that bank over here. You see that construction company down here, which is the lowest in the benchmark. Some other service and tourism companies, and very low endurance and velocity in this space. And equally, you see these few US-based companies are also among the top in the global benchmark. You see those few Asian Pacific companies up there, which are also financial services institutions, and a few retail banks, a few retailers up here, and the majority is in all the other industries: airlines, airports, manufacturing, consumer goods, logistics, and so forth. So with that, now we want to look at something we are presenting for the first time this year, which we call the Business Value Index. Now, the name of the game is not maturity improvement. The name of the game is business value and competitiveness improvement. So it's all about all the investments you make in digital and AI shall translate into business performance, into business value. That's basically the holy grail of technology. That's the holy grail of management, of strategy, all your investments. Because when we talk about digital and AI, it's not only about technology investments. Talk about process improvements, cultural transformation, organizational changes, and basically changing the reality of your organization, the way the organization operates. And therefore, you want the investments in digital and the improvement in maturity to translate into business value. And again, in this data cloud, you see the regression basically. The trend is at maturity level more or less around 3, there is a tipping point. And there the curve turns up towards higher business value. So you see that there's some okay maturity companies with very low business value. And you see on the contrary that on the same maturity level, there's very high business value. So the spectrum is very high. The spectrum is very large in terms of maturity, leaders and laggards. And the spectrum is also very high in terms of gaining business value from your investments. Very low business value down here, which we call the danger zone. Then very few companies in the borrowed time, which is basically, it looks like high business value, but they are missing to improve their maturity. And then we have those who have really high maturity investment in great projects, but it turned out that those projects are not delivering that much of business value. And then we really have the breakaway leaders, and among them, a few really with the highest business value index we have discovered. So for all the businesses in the audience who are interested in participating in this, we will define your KPIs, we will define your business value index based on your company's DNA and how you manage your balance scorecard or your OKRs and any other measurement framework. And we will correlate it to your DAIMI improvement over the years, time series, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and see how you perform on this chart. So this is very important to understand. We do all this investment, we do all this effort, you doing all the transformation work to gain business value. And we are in the position to measure it, to quantify it, to analyze it, and understand what's working and what's not. And we know what the leaders are doing differently than the laggards and those in the danger zone. So before we move on, there is a second poll, and please feel free to help us to understand your challenges in your organization. Thank you. So I pause for 10 seconds, give you some time to read and reflect and think about it, and then we'll continue. All right. So topic number 2, what's going on at Digitopia? So as you know, Digitopia set out the sails to reinvent consulting. We are in the business of digital transformation and AI, So we need to apply it to ourselves as well, and that's what we're doing. So truly, Digitopia is now the global leader in transformation management consulting. It's more than 40 countries. It's more than actually 17 industries plus with all the breakdown, 6 continents. Literally, we have people and customers and partners on all the continents, 300 and more paying customers, 60 and more partners who are contributing to all this success. And there's 500 plus certified consultants, which we will transfer and transform into DAIMI certified consultants this year and make the number north of 1,000. And the total measurements since 2018 has surpassed now 3,000. As of last year, it was 1,500, and this year we added another 1,500 to the database. And of course, we always use the most recent data, but it's also very interesting to see the time series and to understand how digital and now since 3 years, also AI is maturing and progressing and how it's adding value to our customers. So actually 5 updates. One is a surprise. So we will talk briefly about our new methodology. We infused AI into our digital maturity index. We have constructed a new consulting method, mostly based on your feedback. Having done hundreds of measurements and road mapping and strategy exercises, we learned from what you told us, and you will see, and hopefully you will like the new methodology. We've updated and continuously work on our software on the Impact platform. The launch of the Impact platform will be in March. We will inform all of you, but you will get a sneak peek into the new interface, into the new screens. And as you see, we have a surprise for you. We are introducing our new AI agents. The whole world is talking about agents. As you know, agents are talking to each other now. I hope you will like ours. And there will be the new DAIMI certification course. And there's actually one more surprise for you in the coming slides. Okay, DAIMI framework. So the DMI was proven the gold standard for digital maturity measurements. We are the only company worldwide focusing only on maturity assessments and road mapping. The DMI was by far the most applied methodology, but since ChatGPT, the whole world talks about AI, of course, and Gen AI and agentic AI these days. So we added an AI section to all the 6 dimensions, as you can see. So how do you apply AI for superior customer experience? How do we apply AI for operational excellence? How do you apply AI in your innovation work? How do you innovate on AI and with AI? How do you apply AI to the people function, to your HR function? And what are your AI capabilities, your AI literacy, your AI leadership, and your organization? Who is in charge of AI in your organization? Of course, in the technology, the most critical enabler of AI, the AI stack. Which models do you use? How do you scale your AI infrastructure? And then governance, last but not least, about AI compliance, about AI risk management, AI ethics, and so forth. So now you get best of both, basically, the well-established since almost 10 years, the DMI, and now we had an AIMI, as you know, the AI Maturity Index, but we took the best parts of that and infused it into the DMI, and now we call it DAIMI, Digital and AI Maturity Index. I hope you like it. We have debated a lot and worked a lot on our maturity levels, and we decided, we discussed if we should add a level 6, probably, because the world moved on. Digital transformation has a moving target. The digital twin and the machine learning and the real time of yesterday is not sufficient anymore. The whole world talks about agentic AI, how to deploy agents in your organization, especially in labor-intensive functions like procurement, HR, accounting, and so forth. Actually, even in IT, for coding, testing, and for help desk functions and so forth. So we basically have modified level 3, level 4, and infused AI here, and we redefined the whole level 5. We decided to stay with 5 maturity levels, but because of that, and that's the reason also why the DAIMI score is probably slightly lower than the DMI score, because the scale has changed. The maturity levels are now tighter. Level 5 basically means full AI deployment, full digital twin, fully real time, fully agile. In all means, as you know, we don't just measure how much and what kind of technologies you use, but how you infuse them into your processes, into your organization, into your skills and capabilities. And level 5 now measures basically all those, basically the whole maturity levels measure your process maturity, your organizational maturity, your metrics and governance maturity, and of course your technology maturity, the data maturity, and as of level 3, how much AI, Gen AI, and agentic AI you have really deployed in your processes, in your customer experience, in your HR capabilities, in your financial management and risk management, and so forth. So, and we applied this already during 2025. This is the official launch, but we already used it with the first pilot customers. That's where the benchmark comes from. And we combined our AI, MI, the AIMI engagements with the DMI engagements. And since almost second half of last year, we've done a lot of DAIMI engagements as well. And this will be the new. So we're discontinuing DMI. We will focus on DAIMI. So you can have a measurement with the digital or without digital. AI is always included. It will always focus on AI deployments, but we still believe digital maturity is the most important foundation for successful AI deployment, because the lifeblood for AI is solid, quality, labeled, and accurate data infrastructure. And of course, all the capabilities and governance and everything so forth. All right, so this is the new consulting approach. As you might remember, for those who have worked with us, we have done the assessment with the current state and the target state. We will only do the current state assessment as of now. We will do the roadmap after getting management approval. So we will do the current state assessments in 6 sessions, an alignment workshop, and an executive briefing where we present the scorecard, the benchmark, the vitality, and snowflake analysis for the current state on our platform to management, get approval. This is basically the results of your diagnosis. And then we'll take it ahead, and we call it the strategy phase. We will talk about your business goals and your strategies. We will talk about your priorities and now your targets, in which dimensions, in which areas you really want to invest and improve your maturity and therefore your business value and your KPIs. We will run a strategy workshop where we define all of this. We will create your priorities, your projects, and we'll prioritize it and create a roadmap. And then we will have an alignment workshop around that, and we'll do an executive briefing, your top management, and get approval on the platform from your top management to move on to the execution. So these steps take about 2 to 3 weeks each. And then instead of pit stops, as we have usually called them, we will call them now QBRs, as you call them in your business anyways. So this is the quarterly business reviews of your transformation. We help you with the program management and the change management. And as of this page, you see that we are introducing the idea of agents. So we will provide you AI agents to help you with the execution of the transformation, integrated to your Jiras and Trellos and Asanas and Slacks and whatever you use for project management and agile management. And we will also provide you solution agents, because one of the most common question you have to ask is, which CRM system do you recommend? Which predictive maintenance application do you recommend? Which LLM model do you recommend? So we will have a solution recommender. It will be unbiased. It will provide options. It will provide vendor evaluation frameworks. So the decision is still with you. We will provide you the options And we are basically educating our own Digitopia GPT and will provide you value continuously through our platform. And we'll monitor the progress quarterly and annually and will correlate it to your business value. So this is brand new. We've separated the assessment from the strategy. We separated the execution from the strategy, and we'll go sequential. And in this fast-paced world, in this world of VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, you can't build 5-year strategies anymore. Even you don't know what the AI world will do in 5 months from now. So 1 year strategy is the longest term strategy you can think of. For sure, if you're building a factory, if you're doing an SAP deployment, if you're doing whatever long-term investments, they are defined. You probably will stick to them. You should continuously review them. And if possible, you should slice it down into phases and try to speed up the execution. When you look at the defense industry or warfare in different parts of the world, they are working agile. They are changing the signals of the drones on a daily basis. So the whole world moved on. 3-year, 5-year strategies are not relevant and not applicable anymore. We recommend 1-year strategies, 1-year roadmaps, and quarterly reviews, as you do usually in your business anyways. So for all of this content, we created a certification course, and feel free to join the waitlist. Scan this QR code and you will get early access to our homegrown learning platform. So Digitopia has built its own learning platform now, and there is a full DAIMI certification course based on 4 different components. So there's an introduction to digital transformation and AI. You get a full DAIMI framework course. You get a course on the new consulting platform, and you get a course on the new impact platform with all the new screens and all the new functionalities, how it is connected to the framework, to the consulting approach, and to the DAIMI framework. And you become a certified DAIMI practitioner. This is great for freelancers. This is great for our solution partners. This is also very important and very relevant for all the digital transformation executives and professionals in the businesses, in the end user companies, small, medium, or large enterprise size, doesn't matter. There is a common language for digital transformation and for AI transformation. We will provide you the basics for those transformations, the basics for the DAIMI framework. We will explain to you the new consulting framework and how the new impact platform is constructed. So coming to the impact platform, for those who have used the platform, you might know that we have our menu at the top. So we had the menu on the top, so we're moving the menu to the left, which is state-of-the-art UX design, basically. This is the home screen. When you log in, you directly see your score, your milestones, your impact runs of the previous years, and you see your vitality and many more. You will get notifications. You have direct access to the different parts of our framework and our software. We are training a Digitopia GPT, and we are also creating agents which will help you with all the tasks around transformation management. So, and these are our agents. So we gave them names like Angela and Olivia and Leo and Jennifer and so forth. So 2 of them are already live on the platform. For as of today, you will have a scoring agent and you will have an execution agent. Both help you, one with the scoring during the assessment sessions and the other one with the projects, the recommendations, and how to execute them, how to get details on critical success factors, success stories, and so forth. Soon, as I told you earlier, we will introduce the solution agent, which will help you to find the right solutions, which will crawl the internet. We're again training them, will connect to resources like G2 and Gartner and others, and will come up with great suggestions. The strategy agent will help you with prioritization and strategizing, very important. Strategy is mostly about deciding what not to do rather than what to do. It's quite obvious usually what you would like to do, but it's very difficult to say no to certain things. And the strategy agent is trained to help you with saying no and prioritizing for the most important. And the change management agent, we will deploy soon technology agents helping you with finding AI use cases and other use cases, and industry specific agents like a retail agent and a supply chain agent and a logistics agent and so forth, and many more to come. So we've built a whole practice around how we can create these agents to help you, and your feedback is more than welcome. And we even, with especially our solution partners, we would like to collaborate how we can create agents working for both of us, and most importantly, to serve our joint customers. So we call this best of both worlds. It's your involvement, our partners' involvement, and especially the best of both worlds. We mean human intelligence and human ingenuity combined with artificial intelligence and automation. So that's the whole point of the Impact platform. There is no value in using Excel and PowerPoint to create reports nobody reads. Everybody is creating their responses with Gen AI chatbots, and everybody is reading long reports, getting summaries from different AI chatbots. So we are working for the AI. So then there is no need in creating long things. It's very important to focus on the most important. And if you need to drill down, the AI will help you to drill down, and all the wizards and agents will help us to drill down as well. One more surprise. If you are around in May, I will be around in Jersey City on the 6th of May. I will be in Orlando on the 15th of May, and I will be in lovely Las Vegas on the 23rd of May. Actually, we will run events there and will participate in events in Jersey City and in Las Vegas. And just attached to those events, we will create and we will run AI executive masterclasses, especially for C-level executives who have this high fear of missing out, and we will help them to understand what's going on in the AI world, and how can they prepare their organization, and how can they harness the power of this most revolutionary and most transformative technology humankind has ever seen. So please join the wait lists if you can make it to one of these three cities, or if you want to join all of those, feel free, be our guest. And I'm really looking forward to have they are very limited, so we will have a maximum of 15 people attending these master classes. So be sure, and if you want to share this with your executives in your organizations, let them know. Feel free to share the link and share the content. We will provide you more details in the coming days. But there's already a landing page, and you can sign up for the wait list, and we will tell you when we have the critical mass, and we'll tell you all the logistic details about the hotels. The Orlando one, especially if you want to combine that with a golf weekend, I think there are great possibilities out there, of course, in the other cities as well. But from a weather perspective, I think Orlando might be a very nice time to join a masterclass and join a golf tour very close to the venue. All right. So before we close, I would like to summarize our most important learnings and also conclusions and recommendations from 30 years and more of transformation experience, and especially about 8 years maturity measurements and road mapping, and helping our customers to succeed with their transformations. So these are how we basically describe what a transformation is. So transformation is a corporate matter. Every penny you spend on transformation is corporate money. Every man day, woman day, human day you spend, you assign to any initiative in transformation is a corporate resource. Every single second you spend on transformation is a corporate resource. So management support and involvement is essential. Decisions are business decisions and resources belong to the organization. So you must be very aware and very conscious what you are working on and what you are spending your money and your time on, because that's not yours, that's the organization's time and money, and they will question it and you have to deliver value. Transformation is a long journey. So I don't know why still 9 out of 10 companies don't measure their score. They measure their profitability, they measure their efficiency, they measure their cycle time, they measure basically everything in their organization, but they are in total darkness when it comes where they are on their transformation journey. How can you measure and how can you improve if you don't measure where you are? So we say transformation is a journey, it's a long journey, it's a cumbersome journey, and you should know that you are on the right path. You should know that you are moving forward. You should know how you compare against your peers. And it's the best thing to have a guide on this journey, a companion along the journey. And that is how we are operating and how we're collaborating with our customers and partners. And then most importantly, transformation is a team sport. It was just the Olympics, right? The US team, the US hockey team won the Olympic gold medal. There's different teams. I don't know which football team you support. We just had the Super Bowl. We just had the NBA All Stars. We had the Olympics in the summer. We will have the FIFA Soccer World Cup in the United States. So transformation is equally a team sport. And in the Olympics and in the Super Bowl, the team with the best players on every single position is advantages. The team with the best team spirit is in advantage, and the team with the best coach and the best leadership is in advantage. And combining all those things together, and most importantly, with the intention to win the game, you will succeed. Otherwise, transformation is truly difficult. You know the numbers, it's about 60 to 80%, depending on which kind of statistics. All the big consulting firms run different numbers, but the lowest of transformation failure rate is around 60%. So you don't want to be among those 60%. You want to be among the top 10 percentile and you want to succeed. So then our final recommendations are, then please measure where you are. What's measured gets done. I can tell you from my experience, all our customers outperform their peers because they know what they are doing, they know what they're investing in, and they know how they are succeeding because they're measuring their maturity every year and they're outperforming their peers by far every year. So you need to know where you are. You need to benchmark yourself against the peers. And even if you're a laggard, even if you are below the average, that is the most important alarm bell. So we always say not the first, but the second measurement is the most important. If you can see that you're progressing, that's good news. If you see that you're falling behind, that is really dangerous. And if you're in that funnel of losing grounds, you will lose talent, you will lose belief, you will lose budget, and you will lose leadership, and then you will even fall further behind. So you don't want to be on the loser streak, you want to be on the winner streak, and that requires quick wins, strong leadership, knowing where you are and knowing what your path to success is. Secondly, you can't transform everything at once. You need to prioritize. Less is more in this game. You need to clarify your goals, you need to define your roadmap, and then you need to execute your roadmap, which requires strong program management. That's the reason why we will provide you all the agents. We are your companion, the platform is your companion, and you need to correlate it to business value and to progress. The name of the game is business value. You need to contribute and then you will get the budgets approved. Management will love you. Shareholders and stakeholders will love you. This is not about technology. This is about competitiveness. This is about business. And all technology, all digital transformation, all AI leaders and practitioners need to understand that it is about delivering business value in a sustainable way. And you need to organize all your investments around that. With that, I think I bombarded you with enough data and information and learnings and best practices. Thank you very much for your attention. I think we have a few questions in the Q&A. And with that, I will stop sharing my screen and we'll switch back to Zoom and we'll try to look at your questions. Are there language versions available on the platform also for the agents? We are working on a translation tool. AI is helping us a lot. There's a Spanish version already, and we're working on a few other languages, but that will be later in the year. At the moment, the platform, the agents, and the frameworks are all in English, and for a while will stay in English. But I think with the advancements in AI, and we're building our own AI tools also for translation, we will be able to provide you very good interfaces and frameworks and agents in different languages. I hope very soon. Do we have another question? I think that's answered. Somebody else with any question? If not, I think we are done. Thank you for answering our poll questions. I'm sure you received the links in the chat, so feel free to download the reports, consume the reports. If you have questions, feel free to get in touch with us or our partners. Thank you very much for your attention and hopefully to see you soon again. Take care.